Hey guys, how you doing? I wanted to talk about the guard bar installation, specifically the holes that have to be drilled and putting in the bolts to install the guard bar. Specifically, these tools will be needed. These are just the special ones actually that you'll need compared to, I guess, a regular tool set. One of them would be a extended needle nose plier. It would also need a step down drill bit. I think they come in sets, but I specifically used the one on the left to drill a 1 3/8 inch hole in the rear deck. I also used some cutting fluid. It helps with cutting into metal, makes it a lot quicker, much cleaner cut as well. Of course, I recommend getting some safety glasses because you'll have little bits of metal kind of just flying when you're drilling into metal. The two holes, from what I remember, that weren't existing were this one and this one for the guard bar. You don't use the step-down drill bit to drill these holes. What I recommend you do is you just kind of put a pilot hole first where the bolts will go in, and then you finish it out with a regular drill bit just to go through the existing pilot hole. The easiest way to do it would be to install the guard bar itself first with these two bolts. These two are already existing, this one and this one. And then I guess you could just mark the new holes, this one and this one, with a pilot hole first, a drill bit, just a really small hole, and then you follow through with a larger drill bit until the bolt goes through. This is what it looks like. You have the bolt threaded insert. It's just a piece of rubber with a threaded insert that this bolt goes into. It's not very wide. If you can tell, it's about the same size as the bolt, so you don't want to drill too big of a hole for this bolt to go through. Otherwise, it's not going to hold. This rubber isn't going to hold. This is going to go through the hole. That's why I definitely don't recommend using the step-down drill bit. Use a step-down drill bit to drill into the metal dash. Of course, you want to remove this plastic piece, and then you can access the metal dash. You kind of have to, I think they're about in this area. You kind of have to measure it out. You just kind of need to look from the trunk to see kind of where the new holes are that you drilled, and then you have to drill two new holes here so that you can access those new holes and put the bolt insert in there so that the bolt can thread through. You only need one person to do it, but if you have a friend, it'd be easier. I'll explain why here. Here's the picture of the hole I made. I just did some measurements from inside the trunk and outside the trunk to kind of guesstimate where exactly the bolt hole is going to be. And then I used a set of regular needle nose pliers to hold this grommet in while I just kind of used my hand to screw it in from the other side. And then once it caught on, I just used the torque wrench to tie it down. It's a lot easier. Once you get it in, it's easier. Of course, if you have a friend, you can have someone holding this piece from inside the car, or you can have someone from the other side put in the bolt while you're holding in the bolt insert. The long needle nose pliers you use for these bolts right here. So these holes are already existing, this hole and this hole, from what I remember. And the access points for these holes are actually somewhere over here. You're going to have this huge hole right here and a huge hole right here. And you would use the long needle nose to hold the grommet here, and then you would kind of, that way you could hold this grommet here and use the needle nose plier to kind of place it over here while you use your hand to kind of just find it and screw it in. All in all, it was not too difficult to put in, but certainly it required a lot of extra work because this is a completely separate piece that you're putting in compared to the actual trunk draw stiffener, which is actually a lot easier. So, but someone did ask me about it. I'm glad that someone's interested in this piece. It just looks really cool. I mean, if you really want to complete the set, I say go for it. It's not impossible, and I'm pretty sure in the instructions when you buy the piece, they'll tell you exactly what to do. If there is a better way to do it, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below, or just send me a video or instructions or whatever you get. But that's it. Thanks.